Good evening, Twitch. How you doing? It's Wednesday night. Hoping you have yourselves a good week so far, and hanging in there until the very next weekend. For us tonight, well, we finished Battle Chasers last night on New Game Plus, and I had a lot of fun. But now we have a couple of days to kind of just relax and, well, just enjoy ourselves for a little bit. And as strange as it is, it feels weird that we're constantly going back to the Sega Mega Drive and Genesis Classics collection, but there's actually a good reason for us to do it tonight. The main reason, we're going to be playing Streets of Rage, the first one. But if you're a fan of watching Proton John, you probably are, or Hip Hop Gamer, or a lot of other streamers on Mixer, they actually had a event last week where it was basically playing and basically cheering on the re-release of the Sega Mega Drive and Genesis Classics collection. So they're re-releasing everything on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. But along with that, if you want the Steam version, you're getting the huge update as well. So, if anything, we can take a moment here and show you what that changed. What got updated, what drastically changed, because a lot has changed, actually. And they're very subtle changes. I don't even know what to actually even call this here, because it's kind of hard to call this a port report, like in the name of Total Biscuit. But honestly, it's very fitting. And I have mixed feelings about all of this. Because the first problem, which you'll probably notice, is probably the first off, you don't have any screen showing the opening movie. Which is even weirder. Does not help at all. There we go. So, this is the first problem. Some people are able to have this run smoothly, others are having it like this. So I'm actually gonna save us a lot of trouble and skip the intro. Because that's not my stream that's lagging, that is the game itself. So, they added a warning. This is full gamepad support, but you probably already knew that. I've streamed this actually a couple of times, and I'd probably actually even recommend, if you really want to notice a lot of subtle changes they've actually done, you should probably actually go check out one of my other streams. Probably, if anything, if you find the earliest one, you'll see me probably going over it. So, if anything, what you'll first notice here, well, we're further zoomed out from our television. Because one thing they did add was VR support. So, if you do have a VR headset, I don't know if it supports all of the headsets, because there's no uniformity yet or anything like that. I know some games don't work on some virtual headsets while others do. Your mileage may vary in that department. However, I don't own that, so I can't go over those in detail. What I can go over is options and everything else. So we'll consider this a, at the end of it, honestly, we wouldn't even call it a port report. For what Total Biscuit did at the end, it says, I'm just going to talk about the menus for 20 minutes. It would be that simple. It would be that simple these days. Thank goodness for someone like Total Biscuit. So the first thing, honestly, I should probably actually point out is, well, you see that the room is actually a lot brighter. And the room still does change with, the room changes itself. So I still like that. It does change, like if it's daytime, you play the game, it's actually taking note of your clock. Or your computer's timer and such. So that's actually a nice, touch. But, so there's room settings, there's also time of day. So I can change the time as well. I personally wouldn't even bother messing with that or anything like that. But, so you got just a lot of resolutions here. Supports full all the way up to 1080p. That's as high as it actually goes. So it goes all the way down to 800, 600. Remember, this was originally released back in 2010. So this is them basically taking 10 whole years So you can move up the quality to fantastic. I've always kept it at simple. There's also fastest. I don't know if that actually affects the intro movie. I somewhat partially think it does for some reason. There's VSync. You can also have windowed mode. I have that currently on, but that doesn't affect the stuttering for the opening movie. So I'm actually just going to keep those as normal here. Audio settings. Audio settings are actually also very straightforward. You can adjust the game audio. You can adjust the user interface volume. You can also adjust the ambient volume. That's basically what you're hearing right now, the crickets and the nighttime and such. They go away if it is daytime. And of course, you can always have default and such. A lot of this really hasn't changed. But the games, however, they have, actually. And you'll probably notice little subtle changes here. The first is actually the cases themselves. They've actually been updated, and you can also notice they also added extras, and you can also mark favorites as well. So you go to extras here, you can actually see if there's any sort of achievements or challenges that actually may exist. Another thing you might actually you'll actually notice is now we not only get the English version or the United States version. When it came to the update, we now also get, and also mods are still there, although from my knowledge is mods are currently broken. So I haven't tested that functionality yet. They're currently broken, unfortunately. But back to the regions here. So we now actually have regions. You can actually change the region. So we can actually play the Japanese version of Alien Soldier, for example. It's not going to apply to all of them, but it'll actually remember. So, and there are very subtle differences with some, when it comes to the region differences. I'll actually go over to one of them. Probably the most noted, I probably actually have made multiple complaints about, has actually been Streets of Rage 3, which they actually do offer the additional regions. Because, if you remember, I know it says EN, I believe that actually means it's supposed to be the UK version of the game, but they also do have... Oops, misclicked right there. Also have the Japanese version as well. So if you actually play the United States version of Streets of Rage 3, you might know I was actually complaining because if you play the game on normal for the US version, that's actually hard mode for the Japanese version. So if you actually want maybe the easiest time playing through the game and want to experience the entire story, you might actually, oddly enough, want to play the Japanese version. But you also notice, like I said, they updated all of the game cases here. They look a little, they changed the title, they alter the titles a little bit to actually fit with everything. But other than that, though, like I said, so there's extras. So we can actually go take a look here. There's leaderboards for some of these games. You can also change it to friends only. And of course, you still have the ability to have save states and such. Like I believe Dynamite Heady. Yep, it still holds my my files for Dynamite Heady. So if there's any favorite games you like, that's the reason why the dice block is there. You can actually press LB. Let's say Alien Storm's my favorite. It'll actually just put it right before, and you can even do the same with all the others. So you can actually kind of... They'll still maintain in ABC order as well. And you can just unfavorite them just as quickly. That's actually nice. Some nice entering inclusions here. Primarily because we got the other regions for a lot of other games, which actually is a huge upgrade. TV hasn't changed too much. It's actually pretty much just stayed the same. So it's still a CRT, still got the little generic CRT television here. You can go full screen, you could save, load, save states and such, and you can still hold select to exit out. And of course you can play from this if you really want that meta feeling that you're playing on a CRT television. Although I don't know why you would, because you would just have it in this resolution. Credits are still here. Books, to my knowledge, hasn't actually changed. Posters, of course, you haven't changed much, but let's go to console settings here. This is actually where some things have actually changed a little bit. If you go to emulator settings, there is now pixel scaling added to this. So we can actually have... It used to just be filters, so you could originally just have the TV projection. I believe that was honestly one of your original things. As well as the emulator. It would either pause on exit, stretch full screen, start in full screen. However, now they added disable sprite limit, which is an interesting one because, as you can actually see, it overrides the console's rendering limitations, but may cause other graphical glitches. I don't know exactly what the graphical glitches are, but something tells me if you really want to make sure your game probably won't crash, which would be interesting that having an emulator like this crash, well, it'll still be there. And what is the newest edition you probably saw on the finals of the Mixer, on Microsoft's and Sega's Mixer tournament for this game? They added mirror mode. So that actually simply, all it really does is actually flip the screen completely. So even the scores, the UI, and everything will be mirrored. So your controls will actually, to my knowledge, still be the same. So the controls won't be mirrored. They did add border art. You can actually see that on the right right side underneath accept and revert. So you have black, stripes, streets, Sonic, wood. These are all added ones here. Circuit, grid, checkers. So they actually removed the original border art, and I'd say I honestly don't like it. Grid is technically the closest you could get, but the way grid is designed, it kind of gives me I don't know what the proper way to say it, but it kind of gives a very vertigo feeling, making the screen feel even smaller, and I personally would rather just have it be flat. Grid's the only one that actually has this angled approach there, and it makes the game playing feel very awkward. Grid, I believe, is your default setting. But they got rid of the old one, which I kind of miss. I'd rather use the old one, and you can see the old one if from any of my previous streams here. But for now, we're gonna play Streets of Rage, so why not? Let's actually just use the street. You know, I was actually gonna go black, but let's go for the streets border art there. I think that'll be interesting. But let's go back to the pixel scaling here. This is actually the one more interesting thing here. So the default is none. It's just the original Genesis output. But you can also have bilinear, and you can even see the little Sonic there. That actually is going to show a graphical representation of the actual, of the quality there. And it's very subtle. You have to really look closely as you play through it. Dynamically creates 4 times more pixels. So it even actually will create its own individual filters as well. You can also go high quality 4x. So anti-aliasing, and it's very... It depends, like, at the end of it, it really comes out, do you want something a little bit blurrier, or do you want something a little bit sharper and jaggier? So it's kind of interesting. If you really want to learn a lot more about things like pixel scaling and such, I probably would recommend the YouTube channel, My Life in Gaming. They do a very great job of, for pure retro console playing, how to actually get the best quality out of your console games, and they go all the way back from the NES all the way up to today on trying to actually get the best quality. And there's also of course there's scan lines. You can add scan lines that won't actually show there in the pixel scaling, but TV projection that'll basically give it a curved look. Personally, I'm not a fan of it myself, but as you're actually playing, if you play in full screen, I'm not a fan of it yourself, but if you play on the actual television, it'll probably fit. If you just bring it down to 0 there, it'll actually just look like a flat screen. That's my personal recommendation of it. So that's honestly what we originally had with it. But if you notice here, since the screen's been extended further, you might notice we have this little telephone here, and now we can actually see the desk in full. And you can also see the Sonic the Hedgehog poster. What is that software? Only here, this is the Sega Mega Drive and Genesis Classics collection. They actually just did a relaunch on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. However, along with that, they updated the PC version of this, which you can get on Steam. And I believe if you buy, like, all the games together, I think it's like $50. It's been a while to actually see the prices. So this is effectively, like, Sega's official emulator here. So this is the Steam version, what you're looking at right now. So, we have online play. That's actually one of the extras. And, of course, there's actual extras here. I want to show the extras here first. We actually have so they added a few things. So originally, the Genesis collection here, I'm just going to call it that for the sake of brevity, didn't have achievements. Now they actually have achievements. They also have now challenges as well in leaderboards. So achievements are very straightforward. These are basically all the Steam achievements in the game. So you can play multiple games. They're very light in their challenges. Most of them are. I'd say one of the hardest ones is Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle. Sonic Collection, collect 500 rings, columns, Dynamite Heady. Most aren't very difficult, to my knowledge, but the achievements aren't difficult, I should say. Finish Emerald Hill Zone with 5 lives, that's actually kind of an interesting one. Find the Secret Island. Some are actually a little harder than others, like beating the game Streets of Rage 3 just on normal. That's pretty difficult, honestly. Get to the final boss without using continue, that's also probably actually one of the harder ones. Some are easy. Sonic Spinball, just beat the first level. Sonic the Hedgehog one, and they're very specific on what they actually are and what they need you to do. So the achievements actually aren't overall so bad. It really is just play the game and have fun doing it. But you also have the challenges here, which are also achievements as well. So the game also has challenges. Challenges are actually things you can actually just play. They're basically, imagine loading save states. If you were playing this on a traditional emulator, like say BizHawk or SNES 9X or other emulators. But they basically give you challenges where you could just launch straight out of the gate and just play that challenge here. So like Comic Zone has one, Epic Comeback, and these are a little more difficult than others. Win the Kung Fun tournament when your health bar is looking low. Flicky, complete round 10 in under 2 minutes. Tough Nut for Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, starting in the middle of the game. Get a score of at least 4,000. So these are where they actually say, you know what, we're going to make it a challenge. But thankfully, though, you don't have to actually... You can just launch the challenge as is. You don't have to actually work your way up through to the challenge and then try and play in a very obscure style. So it's honestly kind of nice. So like Streets of Rage 3 here, beat Mona and Lisa when they say twin bosses at the end of stage 2 with just 10% health remaining or less. That is I don't know who created that achievement or that challenge, but that is a very sadistic achievement because getting down to 10% health in Streets of Rage 3 is very difficult because at that point you just have you can't even take a hit. Honestly, half the time if you take a hit, you lose like a quarter of your health. So, the challenges, if you actually want challenges, they are a challenge. And of course, we have leaderboards as well. And they are very specific to some of the games here. I'm actually surprised Final Fantasy IV actually has... Oh, Meseta. Okay, how much money you have, that makes sense. But of course, like with any good leaderboard... Let's see here. I only been messing around with Streets of Rage here. Let me see if I can actually go to the very top of the leaderboard here. Can I go to the top of the leaderboards here? Oh, is that page up? That is page up. Let's actually try and find something I haven't. So columns here, easy mode. You know, those might be legit scores, actually. Originally I'm actually thinking that the, oh my god, actually, this might be one of the few times. I originally thought the high score... Okay, that is a hardcore Puyo Puyo player right there. I originally thought that this would be a, that the scoreboards would have already been hacked already. Because, no offense to a lot of people who love playing arcade games and stuff, like this, the update came in yesterday. And you already have insane scores like this, so it's kind of hard to tell if these were actually, like, honestly, initially, you just want to go, because of my cynical nature, I'd want to say, these are hacked. Okay, there's no way. That's a head scratcher right there, if that's actually been hacked. And I'd honestly be interested in how a person actually would hack an emulator within an emulator. But finally, though, we do have the online multiplayer here, and this is actually where it gets interesting. This was the added functionality that was put into the Steam version, and I guess that's their selling point for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One version. They added online multiplayer. Unfortunately, I did some testing with it, so this is a very small sample size of my testing with it. I can't tell if it's peer-to-peer. It's most likely is peer-to-peer, but it's not the best. And unfortunately, when it comes to playing retro games online, it needs to be perfect. There is no compromise on that. And of course, it's going to be very difficult to have retro games, or trying to get retro games and have them have some sort of online capabilities. And unfortunately, that's where it falls short. I really wouldn't... Maybe you might have better luck on the PlayStation 4 version or the Xbox One version, but at least for the PC version, for now, for my initial testing, has not been all that positive. It works, but there's a lot of stuttering, a lot of frame dropping, and it's those little, like, when you get into frames and stuff, like, say, so here's actually the list of games you can actually see, and you can play with random people as well, I should let you know. You can actually play with random people. This is actually the entire list of games you can play with another person. But as you play, like, say you play a game of Streets of Rage, every single frame matters. If it's not running smoothly the entire time, you're not going to enjoy what's going on. Dan the Enigma, thank you very much for the host. Brian Boltano ruined your run. Why would you blame a man? You should be accountable for your own actions. I hope you actually did well on your Kusa Grande match, though. I hope you did well. I hope you and K-Head both did well in that. But we're basically doing a pseudo port report of the Sega Genesis Classic Collection. Got second. Congratulations. Well done. Tackled a man off his snowboard and cost him 2 lives in 1 shot. That sounds about right. Let's see here. Who's here? Laid One Rex, Rhyme and Tari, Stan the Enigma, Dr. Pepper Napalm, Drakendite. Thank you very much for the host. K-Head got 4th, sadly. Well, unfortunately, someone does have to lose in tournaments like that. Don't worry. The only thing you can do is, if you actually want to, you can actually play better. But right now, I'm going over the online functionality here of the Sega Mega Drive and Genesis Classics collection here. What you're actually seeing here is a list of all the games you can actually play online. It's actually a lot. And if you are just playing with randoms, you can select which games you prefer to actually play. So you can choose, just gonna make a small list here. Say like you only want to really play Biohazard Battle, you only really want to play Golden Axe 1, or Sonic the Hedgehog 2. You can actually just limit it to that, and so it'll actually look for people who want to play that game. And of course, you can just choose to play all of, you can just choose to play all of them, or you could disable all of them as well. Although, that's kind of defeats the purpose, though. One interesting thing, though, about the matchmaking. This does have invite friends. So you can actually invite a friend over to actually play games with. Like I said, unfortunately, it's not the best. But one interesting thing about it, when you are connected to a person, a couple of things. One, you can actually stay connected with a friend, and they can still play a single-player game. So if you noticed, Alien Soldier was actually not on the list. Person can actually play Alien Soldier and the other person could watch. So it would have to be the person who's initiated the game. So whoever sent the invite.
Enjoy your stay.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pepper Napalm. Hope you enjoy your stay as I play a lot of these games here. We'll get to Streets of Rage in just a moment. We're actually at the last section here of the port report. I can't believe I'm calling it that. I'm a terrible person. But Alien Soldier, you can actually play this game solo and have the other person just watch. Unfortunately, the issues such as stuttering, frame rate drops and stuff will actually persist, regardless if the other person is actively playing or not. So, unfortunately, unless Sega does some major improvements with the netcoding, you probably wouldn't actually want to use the online multiplayer, and because it just has to be perfect. There's no ifs, ands, or buts on that. But for now, though, why don't we actually play a game I've actually been waiting for. And this, now I understand why Total Biscuit took all of his time in the world making videos like this. It is hard to go over everything with a fine-tooth comb.
Community's acclaim spreads.
Mika GM, thank you very much for the host. Hopefully you had yourself a wonderful stream. For all those who are watching, we're about to play some Streets of Rage right now. And we're going to play it on the hardest mode. And I just realized I forgot one other thing. So why don't we use our lovely functionality here. You can actually just hold select and actually pause. Probably the most important thing. this is, if anything, the one thing I would like people to actually honestly let Sega know and give them their feedback. Input options. Unfortunately, this game, before the update, had complete controller customization, both for the keyboard and for the controller. For the controller, and this is what's going to make this a very hard stream for me to actually beat Streets of Rage, there's only two layouts. Only two. Layout 0 and Layout 1. Originally, so if you might notice here, if Layout 0 is what I'm actually going to use here, you see A is B, B is C, and X is A, so kind of makes sense. So, just kind of goes down there. A lot of controls, though, back in the day, had things a little bit differently. If you notice, Genesis controllers were very special in their layout. And I'm used to using X as like your punch or attack, and A as your jump. Very traditional. However, this and a lot of old Genesis games, you weren't able to adjust the controls in the game. Some you used to. But for most, though, you can't. And I really honestly say, in terms of accessibility, to actually restore the complete controller configuration. From what I understand, there is a possible way to do it on PC through using the big picture, but it's very convoluted, and for an emulator like this, it absolutely needs to have complete controller configuration, because honestly, only giving the player two layouts and adding shoulder buttons as your way to control things makes it very awkward. They also did add a quick load and quick save function as well. So, with that said, though, why don't we actually go on into the game here. However, there's actually going to be one other thing I'm going to do. I normally play this on... Oh, this is going to make it even awkward. Actually, wait a minute. Hang on, I have to think about this for a second. Toe Jam and Earl is on there. Also, welcome Elite Rouge. Hang on a second, I might actually be able to... I might be able to adjust this. Let's see. That actually works. Okay. I think I can actually make it so I'm still using my normal controls. But, because I've beaten this on hard, and I've beaten this on normal, let's beat this on the highest difficulty possible. And let's play as good old Axel. Feels weird not having the grid there anymore. So one big difference about if you're playing this on a higher difficulty, enemies have a lot more health. And I mean a lot more health. Like, play through the entire game hard. Ah. And there's also more enemies. So this might take a little bit longer than normal, and hopefully I can actually beat this. If anything, I actually do expect to lose. But how are you all doing tonight? Did you enjoy the Kuso Grande match? And also Mecha GM's stream? If you have any questions about Streets of Rage, I have played this to an absurd degree. I kind of know most what's going on here. I'm going to take a lot of damage, though, just to let you know. Because along with harder difficulty, they really just made everyone stronger and do a lot more damage. And a lot more aggressive. I should also add for the Genesis collection, I don't know, there's rumors they might actually remove a couple of games. One of them actually being the Echo games. Because I don't think they're actually going to be involved in the PlayStation 4 version or the Xbox One version. Ah, away from me. It's gonna be very awkward. going through all of this. Aw, damn it, the one thing I didn't want to pick up. Actually, I might actually be fond of the pipe right now. I might be fond of the pipe, because there are more enemies. And I should probably actually also adjust one little thing here. Unfortunately, I kind of missed it. Echo. As much as Echo took me way too long to beat as a game, but at the same time, I'd rather have it not be removed from the collection, because it's already here in the library. I should also damn it. Uh-oh, this is not good. Damn it! I was going for the, for the turkey. I'm actually stuck. I should not. So you actually can control the amount of enemies on screen. I also wish the knife was not there. Echo is a very difficult game. It's an extremely difficult game. Let's actually get rid of this knife here. Might be able to throw it at him. Nope. But I can still suplex him. Ah, darn it, he did his boot. One more hit. Like I said, trying to beat this on hard is going to be extremely difficult. What games have you guys been playing as of late? What are your current passion projects or enjoying when you're playing games? I am eager to know. What games do you actually enjoy playing on the Genesis collection? This is actually turning into a really... I actually learned to really enjoy this beat 'em up. I'd say this is honestly, if you're really looking for the easiest, the beat 'em ups to actually go through, I would probably say Streets of Rage 2. Because that's where they start adding, special moves and such. No, you don't. So one other nice thing, if those guys with the jackets actually grab you, they can actually throw you. No, stop that. Ah, come on. Not to do a stun lock every single time for these guys. If you hold up and A as they throw you, you can actually land on your feet. And also, one other thing in Streets of Rage, if you have a good tempo, you can actually just press the attack button and it won't combo. And you can basically keep an enemy stun locked. Fortunately, I'm just gonna do this. I normally save these for bosses, but I'm hoping there's health there. I should actually kill a couple of them. And the food. Like I said, I think the hardest part of this is because everyone just does more damage. And if you don't land your hits, and this is why I say like that every single frame matters for online multiplayer. It also helps when you don't let yourself get intimidated by having an enemy behind you. I would probably say the jump attack is actually probably one of your most important functions in this game. I honestly don't think I'll be able to beat this on hardest just because of how brutally difficult it is. This is not easy to beat on hard mode. Especially when the enemies hit you from both sides. I think the only Genesis game you have is Sonic 3. Well, you can buy each game... So they actually sell the game as a pack, but they also sell it individually. However, you have to actually look up each game individually. So you can actually get all of them. It's a little harder to find now, but you can find them, and I think Steam does still offer them on sale. Damn it! So the one thing I'm saying damn it to is basically if you find yourself in a situation where you buy a weapon, you'll constantly pick up the weapon instead of attack. And that's one of the unfortunate parts. I'm so not used to these guys having so much health. It's absolutely ridiculous. Probably should have actually stuck with hard mode. I might have actually stood a chance. Come on. There we go. Really? There we go. No. Let me ask this question, actually. Do people actually want to see the ending of this game? As in tonight? Or are they okay just watching me suffer? Because we can try for that achievement of going through the game on one continue. I think I can actually do this on one continue clear. Ah, that sucks. The axe is still counted. And also sucks when they do that. I'll forget it. I'm only gonna need last one hit against the boss. Having so many more enemies is not great. Because you only get 3 continues, unfortunately. Ah, of course. And the one thing I'm not supposed to do is jump. Like I said, these guys do a lot of damage. And I mean a ridiculous amount of damage. I don't think it actually even saves. But we'll see if it saves. Unfortunately, selecting your initials still takes forever. Why don't we actually... Let's just keep going. Alright. I am being very impatient here. Yeah, 2 hits now. That's all it takes. I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. X just one-shots you every single time. Love the fact that he actually had... Never mind. Yeah, he just 2-shots you. And they're faster, too. I'd honestly be interested in seeing someone being able to go through this on the highest difficulty without, like, one continue clear. I would think they would probably use Atom. Maybe Blaze. Because I like using Axel. Axel is great. But the downside for Axel is that his jump attack is actually his weakest, and it's very low range. I think it's also at this point you start to learn that the bat and the bat and pipe are actually pretty decent. Because of how much damage they do. But the downside is that you leave yourself so open to attacks. If you can't get your timing right, you're gonna find yourself in a world of hurt. Unfortunately, you can't throw the bat or pipe. And you can fight each enemy one at a time. Because when I said about controlling the spawns of enemies, they spawn basically by how far you've reached. So if you're actually willing to take your time, you probably wouldn't actually have to worry as much. But if you're like me and used to now just blitzing through a game, you kind of end up spawning all the enemies at once and just kind of deal. As long as you get to the checkpoint. I believe this is actually our checkpoint. Ah, come on. Oh, well, there goes the bat. Ah, come on. Did not mean to grab him. And I wasn't able to grab the pipe. Get rid of the knife. What? So you can throw your enemy over your shoulder if you press left in attack, but half the time you end up letting go of your enemy. I think this is the point where it's like you just have to start learning how to read frames. Like, really know how long your attack is. Stop that. Give him the knee! Give them all the knee! Get out of here. There we go. I'm trying to think how far I could actually get. I might be able to get to, like, stage 5. Would you throw your knife at me? Have your knife. Never mind. I'm not gonna get there. I might get to stage 4. Come on. 4 hits, and I'm already at 1 hit. Never mind. Alright, I can take 6 hits from these guys now. Used to be able to take like 20. Kind of a huge difference. Kind of a huge difference. Now let's just abuse the stun lock. I was honestly hoping to get more points so I could actually get another life, but that's apparently not going to happen. Oh, here's stage 3 boss. I also did learn from playing with meds that just go here. Ah, One hit does 90% of my life. You're kidding me. Ah, darn it, he was off screen. I should have used, my bomb. That's my downside, is you should honestly abuse your specials. He's probably not dead yet. Nope, he's dead. But I'm playing multiplayer, I was trying the online multiplayer with meds, and I found out that on multiplayer, they actually spawn 2 bosses. That's kinda brutal. Just a little bit. Because dealing with 2 wrestlers is bad enough. Never mind the the claws. I was actually wondering if you'd actually would have to fight multiple Monas and Lisas. I've done this to myself. I've done this to myself. Ah, come on. Get out of here. I can't believe now actually the enemy I hate the most now is actually the, is actually your most basic unit. One lariat is easier than a double lariat. I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm not very well versed in when it comes to wrestling. Smoke bomb, don't really need that. Should be some health here. And I totally screwed that up. I'm not gonna be able to get that health, am I? Nope, that's money. Never mind. But money is points. I've never been a wrestler. Or had passion for it. Thank goodness. I needed. Actually okay with that. I was okay with that until that happened. Alright, we are grabbing this bat. We are going to be using it. I swear, I honestly want to say the enemies are faster, too. The only wrestling I really know is wrestling from the Olympics. So I didn't watch it. Like, my brother actually had a friend who watched wrestling. But that's as close as my experience with wrestling. Unless we're counting the Pro Wrestling NES game. Unless we're counting that. Just a generic wrestling move. I don't know anything about fake wrestling either. Well, let's not call it fake, because let's be honest, the stunts are real. Those people are actually hurting themselves a lot. For people's entertainment. Alright, that was just funny. No, you are coming this way. You're moving this direction. And I need you to not go that direction. Oh, right, these guys also have a slide attack. Completely forgot about that. No, you don't. I see that guy with a knife. I don't trust anyone with that guy that charges with a knife. Can I even throw the bottle? No, I can't throw the bottle. That's actually bad. Kinda wish I could throw the bottle now. Oh, that's a lot of enemies. That was way too many enemies, I'm sorry. Out of here. Yeah, that guy with the knife. It's a pain in my side. It's actually the first time I didn't land that. It's the entertainment first, athletic feats second. Yeah, I think that's probably the reason why most people say wrestling's fake and such. Because if you actually watch, like, judo and such, it never turns out to be anywhere near the level. Alright, Heart. Where are ya? There you are. So Heart's a very interesting enemy. Gonna do this. You can actually beat him by not actually touching him, and you don't want to touch him at all. Because if you throw him... If you try and throw Heart... We actually did a very good job killing him. If you throw Heart, you'll actually squish yourself, and you'll pretty much kill yourself if you end up grabbing him and trying to throw him. Doesn't matter if you try and throw him, whether you're behind him or in front of him, he will squish you, because he is just that fat. I don't know why I spawned 5 of these guys. That was really dumb of me. It used, you know, back when you play this on normal, there's only like 3 of these guys. Like I said, my wrestling limitations is up to, really? Just combo? Alright, fine, you're gonna do it this way. I'm gonna lose a life anyway. MMA is extremely dangerous and takes a lot of work. Oh, mixed martial arts. Yeah, that also... Yeah, that's actually also pretty brutal. Alright. Hopefully I killed him. No, I did not. And he runs you over. I've never been a fan of, the knife, the enemies that wield a knife. Never been a fan. I only got as far as, WWF. So, like, Hulk Hogan and such, because that was all the rage for a lot of people. That should kill him. It did not kill him. Now we kill him. At this rate, I'm just ready to cheese. You know wrestling through an NES game. Oh yeah, Starman. That's honestly probably the one... I'm trying to think here. Who else was actually in the NES wrestling game? Starman... I'm trying to remember some of the others. Was the Japanese one? Really? I'm not even gonna tolerate that. I refuse. This is very poor judgment on my part, just to let you know. And of course the blue one despawns that. I learned rules to tennis and how to play tennis from Mario Tennis and the Game Boy Color. You know, I was actually thinking today, because... was it? I believe they call it, what was it called? What was it gonna be called? What was it? Aces? I believe it was gonna be called. That was poor judgment on my part. I really hate... I hate that they go down and become invulnerable. That's the gimmick, for them. God, it's like everything I learned is wrong. And the only way to counter it is actually walking away. I was thinking of actually playing the GameCube Mario Tennis game, because that's actually a lot of fun. I think, was that actually the version they used in, No, I don't think it was, because Baby Bowser... Well, Baby Bowser actually did exist during the time, but... Ace is the new one. And what's interesting about that is basically the whole breaking your racket. I think that's going to be very interesting, and I think it's also going to, at the same time, kind of make a lot of people salty playing that. How many enemies can respawn? I'm actually honestly curious right now. That is a lot of enemies. I've never seen it. Oh, that is a lot of slowdown. You know, Shadow Mario was a character in the GameCube one. Really? I played a lot of Mario Tennis, but I didn't really get far enough in unlocking, when it came to unlocking characters, because you had to play that. I mostly played it as a... Oh, right, I completely forgot the wrestlers again. Oh! Hang on. Need to focus. Because he's gonna have a lot of health. And this is kind of frame-perfect stuff. Which is why the online multiplayer needed to be perfect. Got him. Nah, darn it. I like how the back kick, for some odd reason, doesn't do a lot of damage. And I don't know why. You know, gentlemen. Oh, of course. I didn't even get to Mona and Lisa on hardest. Alright, let's actually reduce the difficulty. And let's actually beat this game. Let's Raffle Stomp it. We were 4 stages off, actually. I'm trying to think. I always end up... It's weird. I like Luigi as a character, but when it came to, like, all the Mario Kart and the sports games and such, what I ended up doing... let's see... Did that change? Hang on. This is why I made custom controls, because I didn't want to deal with this whole rigmarole. X is A, okay. If X is A... Okay, yeah, that's fine. Let's actually try and go through this again. And this time, why don't we play as Blaze? But as much as I like playing Luigi, when it came to the sports games and stuff, I always defaulted to Koopa Troopa. And I think that's because back in Mario Kart, Koopa Troopa was the lightweight, so he had the best acceleration, and that's honestly what I always valued most when it came to racing. Of course, now they don't have weight classes anymore, they just have, like, you design your own karts now, and I never actually went, like, I stopped playing Mario Kart games when it got up to that point. I think I think the furthest I got was the, Mario Kart Wii, actually. That's actually where I stopped. And oddly enough, I actually used the Wii wheel. For some odd reason. That just worked. It worked, and it was glorious. And yes, we're gonna zoom past all of this. Just to kind of show you the difference. Look how very few enemies exist. And look how little health they have. Really, actually hit me. Like, like, normal is actually where this is fun. You can definitely also enjoy this on hard. Hardest, you're gonna be a sadist. You actually really enjoy it. Still quite a few games on the Wii I need to actually sit down and beat for my backlog. You didn't care the Wii Wheel wasn't the best for online, it was a fun way. I agree. That was a fun way to play. It was a very novel concept, and I enjoyed it. Also, I love how I just end up making this about Nintendo games. Which I have gotten into Splatoon as of late. Now I'm just being careless. Get out of here. Nah, I actually loved all the Nintendo sports games. You can make fun of them. Like, I remember, was it, oh god, what was it? Helix Bros? I think it was like Super Helix Bros, when they made those old Newground animations. Like Mario accounting and such. That was actually always a lot. That was actually very entertaining. Oops. Came the kick. I think this is oddly enough one of the few enemies you can't stun lock. Early online play, phew, you're really reaching back there when it came to online play. I remember actually buying, and I still have it, the broadband adapter for the GameCube. I have that installed in my GameCube, and trying to use Warp Pipe. Just so I can play, like, so I can try, I never actually got it to work, to play games like Kirby's Air Ride and Double Dash. That was like the only two games that that application was supported for. But I could never get it to work, ever. What I was able to get to work on the GameCube was actually the, was Phantasy Star Online. I actually did play that online for a very small time. Could never get the keyboard to work, though. I even actually bought one of the, I didn't buy the, you know, the legendary all-in-one GameCube controller / keyboard. But I did buy, like, a third party. I believe it's from the same people who made the, Game Shark. You still have a Dreamcast with the modem? Was it an add-on for the modem? Never attack that side of the barrel. Don't want to pick up the bottle. Honestly, for normal and hard mode, I prefer just using the, just using my fists. I'm not a fan of using the weapons. But you can see how passive a lot of the enemies are in normal as well. They're not as aggressive as they should be. Or as they are, or I guess the default are. No, you don't throw me, I throw you. One day you want to get an actual GameCube again instead of using your Wii U. Well, if you're trying to go for the best picture quality, like I said, from like a YouTube channel, honestly, it's very underrated, is My Life in Gaming. You should really actually check that one out. And despite a lot of people not liking the Wii now, which is honestly a weird thing because people actually loved the Wii back then, was that if you want best quality for a lot of your GameCube games, honestly getting component out of your Wii is actually one of the best ways to do it. Because it's actually built in to support 480p. But if you're looking to go for, if you're looking to go for, if you try to use the GameCube itself, it's very rare to actually get GameCube component cables, because those are extremely expensive. I think they're around the range of $100 for those, There's our meat. Surprised I actually missed that. Oh! I'm just missing everything. Grab that. You have a GameCube and Dreamcast, you said, but it's too young to purchase games from... Ah, okay, so it's about the games. Ah, I got the hit. I should be able to beat this in an hour on normal. I would have to screw up quite a bit to get this wrong. The downside is basically this guy has a long range, and you don't have a lot of leeway when it comes to... Actually, just gonna take this. Or not. Because the freaking guy with the knife, and picking up the knife, absolutely destroys you. And let's just kill him. It's kind of hard to mess up when... I don't know, a lot of people get distracted by chat, and I understand if you're playing like a racing game or you can get that moment where you need to concentrate. Completely understand. But honestly, it shouldn't be too bad to actually go through this on normal. I'd honestly say just enjoy the ride, enjoy the music, and relax and let us in. Just chill. Hi, would you go and take care of him for me? Thank you. Personally, I always just enjoy hearing what other games they're playing and such. I take an interest in people. That's my interest. That and having fun with games like this. I really enjoy beat-em-ups, but it's very hard to find find beat-em-ups that have a lot of charm to them. Personally, I think this honestly, like, it's weird. Like, I never actually got to play the Streets of Rage games, but honestly, this is proven to be a very solid beat-em-up game. Like, it has a little bit of technicality, enough difficulty, and also rewards pattern recognition. So it's not like just simply based on stats. But there is some exploits, like the punch exploit here. As you can also notice just how easy it is, actually. To actually just go through all these enemies here on normal. Because of how... I want to say how little life they have. I'd say Streets of Rage 3, they just decide, you know what? You thought that was, you know, you thought the game was too easy? Here, let me kick your butt. Probably won't buy it, you don't have money, but the new Pokemon looks awesome. You know what? I don't know, actually. It's been a long time since I played a Pokemon game, because it got... For something that's supposed to be so simple, it became very convoluted and super hardcore. And it's kind of like the same way I feel about a lot of fighting games as well. It's like there's this like, very niche group of people who basically have made the game so serious. And if you run into one of those people, like, say you play online and such, it makes it very difficult to actually become enjoyable. Surprised he's actually not dead. You. Okay, good, you're dead. Like, honestly, I think it'll do well. I think it has the right novelties, and it's actually really playing into the strength of Nintendo. As long as the developers realize that they're using a tablet. Alright, so I should need to stand around here. And the other guy screws it up. Thanks, dude. Of course. I swear, honestly, I wish a lot of boss fights would not have, like, their lemmings in it. Like, very few games do that part well. On the looks of it, you wish you had more throwing options. Yeah, throwing in this game is kind of limited. You really can only, if you grab a person, which honestly grabbing is actually kind of nice in this game, because the only thing you actually have, well, I guess in more technical play, it's a double-edged sword, because you can walk up to an enemy and that's it, you just grab them. You don't have to press a button or anything, you just walk up to them. That's a pro and con, because as you saw in hardest mode, with the amount of enemies they throw at you, you basically get zerged, or overwhelmed by a horde of enemies, where grabbing what used to be like something that's manageable, like, here's 3 enemies, 4, okay, that's fine. You can just jump, do a backflip, and take care of all the enemies. Not so much when you're dealing with a... Not so much when you're dealing with, like 3 or 4 guys. You could really just kind of blitz your way through a lot of it. But it's honestly, it does the most damage though. That's honestly the main reason probably why you want to throw enemies. Like if you're just looking to do raw damage, that's what you want to do. I always forget that's a smoke bomb. I don't know why. And you can also do, like, those exploits because of how slow enemies are going to be. And also throws give you invincibility frames. Also, anyone else noticing that... Okay. For a second, I thought Blaze's hand was invisible for a second. I also do like that there's the throw recovery as well. Like, I think that's also a nice touch as well. The only downside about doing the back throw is that you end up half of the time just letting go of your enemy, because walking away also counts as I'm gonna grab this will make things a whole lot faster. If you walk away from your enemy, they'll actually end up you'll end up letting go, and you're just opening yourself up to take damage, because then you're facing away from the enemy. Life. See, this is much more manageable. I'd probably say if you were looking for the, getting the most fun out of the Streets of Rage games, easiest one is Streets of Rage 2 by far. Hardest one is Streets of Rage 3. And I think I like this one because it's the middle ground. It has less flair and design, and you can kind of see it. It's very low texture. Today in Natural Selection. I don't even know why I picked up the bat. I don't even need it anymore. I don't know. Like I said, if between the two, I probably would actually buy Let's Go Eevee over Let's Go Pikachu. But I'll be honest, I kind of wish they would make it just be, just Let's Go Pokemon and just let you choose who you want your partner to be. I thought that would actually be the best. Oh. Honestly, I think it's fine. Like I said, I like games that keep things simple and are very self-contained. Nope, nope, no, 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 no. No! Damn it. That's why I hate having the extra lemmings. They ruin everything. I swear to God, they ruin everything. No, you don't. That's the rumor. The rumor is they're saying the Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are going to be Pokemon Yellow. Which honestly it's fine. I could also understand the hardcore players who bought pretty much every single Pokemon game not like that, because the main criticism I'm hearing is not Kanto again. Which is kind of strange, because I don't... How many times have people actually gone to the Kanto region? Or I guess we can't... Like... yeah, it'd be Kanto. I mean, I think that, like, it'd be strange... This is gonna actually sound strange, but I think more people would be have a warmer reception if Nintendo actually made Pokemon based on... Alright, you're just getting these Pokemon from this region. Like, they can still, like, add the millions and millions of Pokemon, but they limit it so strictly to a very small sect of Pokemon. And that's why I always do the jump. Just the jump backflip. Gen 1, Gen 2, and Gen 3 have Kanto in them. Okay, so that actually... Oh, that's... Are you talking about, like, the actual world? I guess that's my question. So, like, you can actually just go through the entire Kanto region? Oh. Damn it! That's why I don't like the weapons in this game. Like, the moment you get hit... you end up just picking up the weapon all over again. Gen 2 and 4 have silver and gold in their remakes. Interesting. Like I said, I stopped at Pokemon Blue. That's where I stopped. I'm not a fan of the ones that sit down, because all they'll do is just attack once you walk away. And it's kind of RNG if you know you're gonna get them or not. Nope. Ah, darn it. Fine. Here. What? Alright, this is gonna take forever. They're both just gonna get up. Not a fan. Get out. Only the ones in black that do that for some reason. I mean, it's the thing that makes them different. I actually like that a lot of enemies went to the whole color guard thing. It's a very nice way of telling you is like, hey, these enemies have more health, or they hit harder. You would like to see a Pokemon game that connects all the regions. You know, I would actually think, out of all games, you would probably have wanted the Switch console version to be able to pull that off, because you have a lot of luxury of space. Like, I would think that would be your, that would be your goal. I don't know why I don't pick that up. I'm not gonna need it right now. There we go. Should be our wrestler friend. The one downside I'm actually not used to. I'm used to playing, Actually, nope, never mind. That doesn't work. Nope, that didn't work. I screwed that up. I am just screwing this up. I'm sorry, I'm just used to playing Axel over Blaze. I just know how to play her a lot better. Or I know how to play Axel a lot better. Well, at least I've got an extra life out of it. And why don't we take this with me? Because Blaze's actual specialty in this game is actually the, Really, guys? Really? None of you gave me this problem before. Give me that bomb. I'll forget it. Get rid of these guys. If Pokemon Switch was just Kanto, then it would be incredibly tiny. It probably is actually tiny. I would not be surprised if Let's Go Pikachu was just Pokemon Yellow. And if it is, I would not be surprised. Because the thing about Pokemon is it's a strange way, they piecemeal a lot of the content, but at the same time they don't. Like, it's just very certain aspects. Like, you have this entire world that they're always constantly remaking and adding new Pokemon and such. And yet at the same time, these guys are usually never this aggressive. That's the obscure part here. But they always just give you, like, one area, and that's it. So it's never going to be, like, it's never the entire thing. Ah, stupid knife. There we go. And here's where people really learn to hate this game. Mona and Lisa. Or is what you're probably actually used to seeing. Bunch of... I didn't see them actually. I'm gonna get a lot of characters mixed up here. Ah. I don't have them in the rhythm. I need both. Alright, we're just gonna use our bomb. You're right, they could probably actually do DLC, but I still see Nintendo as like, here, let's just release a whole new game. Why am I screwing this up? So the strategy with Mona and Lisa, you actually just want to fight them on a singular plane. But at the same time, you have to land the attack. So you don't act, like, if you don't go far enough in one direction, they're just going to throw you, like so. Hopefully if both of them will get on screen. Remember, a lot of business strategies as of late has just been like release a full new game, because that's more profitable. I just got hit. That's not good. I actually wanted to see how much damage these two would actually do in normally. But Mona and Lisa will drain most people's lives, as it did mine. Can't believe it's been a while since I've actually played this. I don't think I'm gonna be able to continue clear this though. I think I'd have to do it like I'd have to actually practice to get a continue clear to get the achievement for getting to the final stage. Because we have 2 more stages to go. I mean, the one interesting thing is, like, they're including the integration of Pokemon Go. And I think, honestly, you'll probably see more... At least if you're a really smart developer, you will actually create, like, a mobile version of a game and integrate that with, the, core gameplay. Or make it a side benefit. So, like, they're including Pokemon Go with Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, which I think is smart. I think that's going to be really well... I'm hoping it'll be really well done. No, you don't. Or yes, you do. I do not like you. I do not like you, Knife Man. Ah, stupid. Get rid of that knife. Of course you'd show up. I think, oddly enough, I like once I learned you can land on your feet in this game. It's been a blast. Because you're you know, it shows that they actually put a lot of thought in their beat-em-ups. It's like, a lot of people, it's like, Final Fight. Honestly, between the Final Fight and this right now, I'd play this 100 times over. Because aside from, like, Sacrifice, I've completely forgot I had to fight you again. Oh! Get away from me. Up! Yeah, don't let Heart run you over. Or don't get too close to him that you'll end up grabbing him. Thankfully, though, they do give you meat. Although I do appreciate the stun lock function. Like, there are little exploits that I think if you're playing normally, you're not gonna notice or really be able to take advantage of. I should get rid of you. Because I think normal is just like the right pace, I think, for most people. Unless you're playing 2-player, because apparently they double the enemies at that point. Which makes sense, but doubling the bosses, ugh. That kind of makes that a nightmare. Plus, there's also friendly fire in this game. Kind of interesting that this game actually has friendly fire. I'm trying to think. I've never been a Bethesda fan. Well, I'm not against Bethesda. What is it? They actually, for God's sakes, they made Doom, and people love that game. Or at least the latest Doom. I'm trying... Right. This is getting a little out of hand here. Let's actually just use this smoke bomb. But them creating a survival game kind of makes sense with Fallout. It just fits. Not gonna do a dance with you. Okay, I guess you're gonna hit me anyway. Trying to think, what other games were actually just recently announced? I'm gonna pick up that bat, and that's gonna get me hit. Good job. Have that. You're kidding me, really? Actually, surprised. Honestly, thought that wasn't gonna hit me. Come on. This is what I actually need. I need that second bomb. Extra life is very nice. A man who's juggling nothing for some reason. He normally juggles a weapon. There's the torches. They're invisible. That's his gimmick. Yeah, you can just stay away from me. You too. Of course I let that hit me. Get over here. It's actually not what I wanted. I'm okay not having any weapons. I'm also okay with getting another life. I'm trying to think, like, what... I really actually need to realize, like, what game I actually do want to go, to actually get next. Can't actually think of one that I want to buy right now. I know Moonlighter's out, but I'm like, I have Reciteer. And I think I actually like the charm of being a little girl running a store better than being playing a very pixelated game. Or pixel-based, dungeon crawler. And I love dungeon crawlers. And the aspect of actually running a store is also a very interesting concept again. To see what how another team of developers actually take with a concept like that. So this is why I actually hate this stage. And we're going to be using both of our bombs immediately here. Or maybe not, actually. There's two of them. There's two of these jerks. That's honestly what I was kind of hoping to do with Mona Lisa. Like, I can manage one, but once you throw two at me... Sorry, that goes out of the way. And apparently there's also friendly fire, which is also interesting. There's you. And get rid of you. Good. I will say, though, if you're playing for this, use and abuse your bombs. Because they don't carry over from level to level, so you can't carry like 7 or 8 bombs. Alright, 2 more stages left. I wonder if people actually would like to hear, like... As strange as it is to say, like, just copy what Total Biscuit did, like... analysis when it comes to games. I don't know if people actually would be interested in hearing that from me. Or what I think, like, how they can improve things. Because I feel, as nice it is to make all those inclusions, like the achievements and the challenges and such, for the collection, get rid of that knife. I think it also... be valuable to give feedback, because like because even Microsoft themselves just released a controller for people who are handicapped and such, and it's not even actually like, honestly, it'll benefit a lot of people who aren't even handicapped. You know, that guy back there could have attacked me like 7 times. But having something like the invention Microsoft just created to help people who actually have disabilities and handicaps being able to play games is honestly a much-needed feature. DN77, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you enjoy your stay. We're actually at the end of Streets of Rage. This is actually on normal. I tried to beat it on hardest, but let's just say it was pretty brutal. I was able to beat this on hard, but I want to be able to actually beat this game. Probably shouldn't be this close to the door. I am actually interested in trying to get most of the achievements for this game. I still actually have ideas in my head to actually go through the entire... as part of Beat the Backlog, to beat all of the games. Really? Come on. Because I stopped at Echo. And that was an absolutely brutal game to actually go through. Like, that was beyond brutal to go through Echo. And I still need to go through Echo times of time. Because that's actually what kind of killed the interest in actually playing through a lot of other games. Because I think, it's supposed to take like 6 hours to actually go through the entire game for Echo the Dolphin. But as a first-time playthrough, though, how long to beat? Clearly lied. Really? Alright, no, we're not. I don't want to lose an extra life. We're at the top floor, for goodness sake. I hope that's all of them. That all of them? Hopefully. Yes, it does. Okay, good. I did the smart thing. I saved myself a life. So from here on out, you're not gonna have any more super bombs, because who's gonna fit a car with a rocket launcher in the top floor? So there's no more specials to get you out of jail. Also, the catering here sucks. I say if you're looking for a decent challenge, and a good beat-em-up, this is actually one of them. And I've played my fair share of beat-em-ups. That was the wrong one. Like, there is a lot of nuance and technicality, and I don't mean, like... because there's two levels of nuance. There's, like, adding concepts and such, like special moves, which they did in the later Streets of Rage games. But then there's also little things, like knowing... I don't know why I let myself get run over there. Alright, this is actually getting ridiculous. Like little mechanics and such, like knowing you can just land on your feet after an enemy throws you and such. Or like knowing like you can just auto grab. I appreciate a lot of that stuff when it comes to beat 'em ups and such. And I think what I actually will finally do is get off my butt and actually join the affiliate program as well. I've actually have thoughts of that now, and now learning about the bounty board on Twitch, which could be going down to the affiliate level. I'm actually personally very interested in that. So I might actually end up joining the affiliate program now, finally. Fill out all the tax information and such. And why don't these enemies have their weapons? Normally these guys have their weapons, but they don't have their weapons. I don't understand why they don't have their weapons anymore. It's not actually normal. Of course. Like, what other beat-em-up games do you guys actually like? Or would like to see? I'm actually interested in hearing that. What you would be interested in, and what beat-em-ups you guys like. Sorry, gaming aficionados, I don't have a, well, I have an N64, but I don't have Fighting Force, so that's one... That's only one part of the issue. The second part of the issue is, yeah, so this is actually how you're supposed to kill the guy with claws. He'll actually charge at you if you have your back turned against him. But what you just need to do is just from the top, you should actually just walk down to him and you'll be able to grab him. If you try and jump attack him, he's going to kill you. Because he'll become invulnerable. Greetings from Edmonton, Canada. Very nice. Hopefully you're getting good weather there. Since summer is just around the corner. Really? Get over there. I think once I just learned, like, the whole jump mechanic and such, I learned a lot. I had a greater appreciation for this game. Because I'll be honest, it's like, Final Fight was always considered, like, a gold standard for most people, and I forgot this was the wrestler. I'm gonna die. I just grabbed him, that's actually not good. One downside about Blaze, I don't think I can actually do this anymore with her. Yeah, just what I thought. So the thing about the reason why I like playing Axel is actually because of this guy. As weak as Axel's knee is, I personally like it a little bit better because it's faster. It doesn't do as much damage, but Blaze takes more animation frames for her jump kick, and that's actually where her specialty lies. It's actually in her jump kicks. I don't know why I did that. That's actually dumb. I'm not going to be able to use that, so let's just keep going forward. Oh, I thought I didn't hit her with this smoke bomb. How are you doing tonight? How has your gaming endeavors been? Oh, right, heart. Alright, he's getting too close to me. No! That's what happens if you end up grabbing heart. Gonna throw this knife at you. What? Ah, I can't believe I screwed that up. What? Ah, I can't believe I screwed that up. I'm screwing all this up. I'm getting too aggressive. And he also covers a lot of range. That was really bad, actually, for hard. Am I gonna get a turkey? I'm not gonna get a turkey, am I? Yeah, I'm not gonna get it. No, I am. Yeah, turkey. go. Takes care of you. I'm gonna need as many lives as I can get from Mr. X. I'm actually surprised I'm able to hit all these guys. Alright, I think time for Mona and Lisa. Nope, one more. Or maybe two more. That's definitely not gonna kill him. Or him, for that matter, apparently. I thought I knew how much it would take to actually kill these guys. Let's just cheese these guys. Because Mona and Lisa are gonna wreck me. So the... I can't believe I let that actually happen. And I cannot land on my feet for some reason. What is going on here? Ah, they... That's not good. So my best advice, honestly, is actually... If you could not let yourself get grabbed. And not let that happen to you. Is when one of them will actually slowly go up. And that'll actually be your time to grab them. Well, not grab. Well, you really should just punch them. If you grab them, you're just gonna let yourself get hit. And then you can just land on your feet if the other one grabs you. But never let yourself get grabbed from behind. Ever. Yes, just commit. And just do your full combo. Or not. Never mind. So close to a one continue. There you go. Getting a one continue clear is actually going to be a very interesting challenge. I was so close. That's unfortunate. Kinda need you to not hit me, please. Yeah, you can't do your full combo. If you do your full combo, at least with Blaze, it'll wreck you. I think you could do your full combo with Alex, no problem. I actually got lucky there. You need to stop grabbing me. Ah, this is completely out of control here. Ladies, please. Thank you. As strange as it is, actually fighting these two is a lot easier. Once, like, it's obvious you learn their pattern better when you only have to fight one of them. Really? I can't believe that actually hit me. That was like a one frame of her attack, of having her kick. And no. If you say yes, you actually get sent back. I don't want to get sent back. Like any good boss, you have your henchmen do the work. Speaking of boss. That's not what I wanted. Damn it, the little guys actually are killing me here. And I picked up the pipe. Yep, Mr. X hits just as hard as he used to. I do not need this pipe. It's actually good for the charge, though. Ah, this is... I'm just gonna bleed out all my continues, aren't I? One of those things, isn't it? Yep, it's gonna be one of those things. That's what makes killing Mr. X actually very difficult. Like, you can cheese him, just like everyone else. Yeah. There we go. You know, if I didn't know those were shells, I would have just said, bury me with my money. Yeah, I've done better runs for this game. Much better runs. I'd also be interested in actually seeing if I actually did a speed run of this game, if I could actually make it to, like, the top 10. I actually think I could for some reason, but then again, I don't think many people are interested in watching beat-em-ups for speed runs. Do people even actually do that? You know what I just realized? You guys want to do something dumb? We could actually rewind probably all the way back to the Mr. X fight and see if see if we could actually do it with one continue clear. That is a possibility. Because that was actually the other new feature they added for this game. Which is a very interesting function a lot of people are actually adding to retro games. So there you go. That's Streets of Rage. Solid beat 'em up. So close to one continue clear. But now that we've done that, like I said, I really wish the online has to be perfect. It's still rough around the edges, and I do wish it had full player configuration, because not all games allow you to adjust your controls. And it's really nice to just have, to be able to actually control it.
Word of our community's acclaim spreads.
The Savior, thank you very much for the host. Unfortunately, you came by at the end of the stream, but thank you very much for the host. I always appreciate it as well. Speaking of which, that's actually going to do it for us tonight. So let me take a look and see if I know anyone who is active and streaming right now. Actually, let me check here. He might still be going. Hopefully he's still going. It's just ending, but honestly, it's still worth hosting just because of how he's been ending his streams as of late. You should go give Cthulhu the Third a watch. He's a great retro game streamer. he does a lot of SNES, NES, PlayStation, Genesis. He does a lot of dedicated streams, and he can go through them extremely efficiently. He is really good at the games he actually streams. That's gonna do it for me tonight. Tomorrow we'll figure out something else to do. We have one more night starting in the month of June. However, we'll start up with our new RPG of the month. I haven't decided what it is yet, but hopefully you guys will actually like it as much as I will enjoy playing it. But until then, though, once again, Meds, thank you very much for helping me doing the testing for the online functionality. Dan the Enigma, Mecha GM. There are so many people actually hosting the Savior. Thank you very much for those as well. But I hope you guys have yourselves a wonderful Thursday. But until then, take care.